Hello friends, here in this video lecture we are going to discuss about types of breathing. In previous video lecture we already discussed about mechanism of breathing. So how during inspiration as well as expiration we discuss movement occurs in various muscles of our body. Like during inspiration we discussed there will be contraction of external intercostal muscles as well as diaphragm or phrenic muscles. That is an active process. Why? Because for this process there will be need of energy in form of ATP, that is energy currency. While during expiration or exhalation we discussed there will be relaxation of these two muscles, external intercostal muscles as well as diaphragm muscles, they both are getting relaxed. While during forceful expiration or exhalation we discussed this is also an active process. Why? Because during this process there will be contraction in abdominal muscles as well as intercostal muscles. Now variety of breathing. So here there are two types of breathing. First is thoracic breathing versus abdominal breathing. Second, we have to discuss about negative as well as positive pressure breathing, and the third is about advantages of nasal breathing. So first, this is here about thoracic versus abdominal breathing. So if we discuss about human beings as given here about human males, this is also for human females, they involve mostly with the help of their abdominal movement, that is because of diaphragm. So here the diaphragm, as we discussed, this is the primary muscle of breathing. There will be 75% activities in diaphragm, and that's why there will be movement. We discussed during contraction diaphragm is moving downside towards abdomen and this will become almost flat, while during relaxation this one is in dome shape or like here arc shape structure, that is in close association with the lungs. So 75% abdominal movement is here, while 25% lateral movement of thorax, that is because of intercostal muscles. During inspiration there will be contraction of external intercostal muscles, while during expiration there will be relaxation of these. So in case of human male this is mainly because of abdominal activities, that's why in human male this is known as abdominal breathing. In case of pregnant females they have their developed uterus. Inside uterus there will be development of fetus, there will be development of embryo, and just because of this there will be enlargement of their abdominal segment, and abdominal segment is not capable to move because of developing embryo as well as fetus, so they cannot move their abdominal portion. That's why nearly 100% lateral movement of thorax is there, that is the movement of intercostal muscles. That's why they are capable to breathe. So especially in pregnant female this is known as thoracic breathing. Male this is abdominal breathing, while for female, especially for pregnant female, the breathing is known as thoracic breathing. So after thoracic and abdominal breathing, the next one is about negative pressure breathing as well as positive pressure breathing. So here this is first about negative pressure breathing. Why this is considered as negative pressure breathing? Because here there will be negative pressure inside the lungs with respect to atmosphere. As we already discussed during the mechanism of breathing, suppose here in atmosphere the pressure is 760 mmHg. With respect to this, here inside the lungs if pressure is 758 mmHg, then air can move only inside the lungs from atmosphere, and vice versa. When here pressure is 762 mmHg like this, with respect to atmospheric pressure that is 760 mmHg, then air will move out from the lungs. So here there will be creation of negative pressure. Negative pressure, again this is less pressure in lungs with respect to atmospheric pressure. So how this negative pressure created inside the lungs? Just by increasing the volume of lungs. And how this lungs volume increases? Just because of contraction of external intercostal muscles as well as diaphragm muscles. And when lungs volume increases, then pressure will automatically decrease. Now surface area is more, and with respect to that, air pressure will automatically decrease here, and that's why this is known as negative pressure breathing. So what is advantage of negative pressure breathing? During negative pressure breathing, animals can eat and breathe at the same time, while this is not possible in positive pressure breathing. So what are the examples of negative pressure breathing, or the organism which will follow this type of breathing? These are reptiles, these are creeping animals like snake, turtles, birds, they also term as apes, and mammalians like human beings, cattle, etc. So they all have negative pressure breathing. Now positive pressure breathing. So positive pressure breathing, here this is just opposite to negative pressure breathing. Here what we discuss, animals cannot eat and breathe at the same time. Why? Because their nasal cavity as well as mouth, this one is getting closed. How this one is going to be closed? Here during respiration or during breathing, air is forced inside the lungs. Here air is moving inside the lungs because of pressure difference, and here air is forcefully moved inside the lungs just by raising the throat. So when there is raising of the throat, then there will be closure of mouth as well as nostrils. So animals cannot breathe and eat here during positive pressure breathing at the same time. This is not possible, and this type of breathing found in amphibians like frog, like toad, etc. So with respect to positive pressure breathing, negative is advantageous. Again, why? Because here animals can breathe and eat at the same time. Now the third point is about advantages of nasal breathing. So what are the benefits? As we know, nose is a specialized structure that is for breathing, but internally nose and mouth, they connected at the same site, that is pharynx, and we discussed pharynx is a common passage for both food as well as air. So also there is sometime oral breathing, but oral breathing is negative. Why? Because this is a shortest path. This is a shortest path with respect to nasal breathing. There is a number of adaptation inside the nose that will help breathing beneficial for us or protective for us. So when we breathe through nose, inside the nose there is a number of hairs that will help in filtration of the air. Along with air, there may be dust particles, there may be pollen grain, allergic pollen grain, there may be spores of fungus and bacteria, there may also dust particles. So all they are moving in, so they are getting filtered when we are breathing through nose. Then inside the nose there is lysozyme. Lysozyme is same also in mouth, but here there is comparative, we can say more lysozyme. And finally the path, the terminal bones of nose makes the path longer. That will help for conditioning of air. What is conditioning of air? So we discuss nose or nasal chamber is helpful for making the breathe in air equal to that of body temperature. So this will be helpful. Suppose we are breathing in a medium where external temperature is very low or external temperature is very high. So very low temperature will freeze our lungs or alveoli, especially the functional unit of lungs, as well as very warm air. This may also cause collapsing of lungs. Alveoli will be damaged because of very high or very low temperature. So conditioning of air is very important. That is performed by the internal surface of nasal cavity, nasal passages or nasal chamber. Internal nares or internal nostrils, that is very close to pharynx, is also very helpful for this. Thanks for this video. If you like this, then please share, comment, subscribe the channel, and also share with your friends. So stay connected, stay tuned, and thanks again.